Star Wars coasters. This is because I saw a national park sign and said that would be really sweet if that said now entering indoor national park. So first thing off, we're going to go ahead and create these in Copilot because it was easy. I just told it to give me a base image with a blank arrowhead up here. Save that image off, then loaded it in using the little plus down here. Gave it to add images or file, and then told it what I wanted in the arrowhead. It's really all there is to it. You can do the text in here. However, I found it to be very inconsistent across the board. So it's easier just to do the text in Pixlr, which is free, and you can go that route. So once you have this image created here, go ahead and click on the down arrow to download it, and then come over here to Pixlr. I opened up Pixlr, I loaded this in here, and we'll just click on the text button, add new text. We'll come down here, and because this is our swampland, we'll go ahead and call this Dagobah, as it would be very odd if it was Hoth. For font, pick which one you want. I enjoy this Amarillo one because I think it matches the entering fairly good. Our fill, click on the down arrow and then click on the pencil. You come over here, click the brown, click OK. Now it's really small. And I found the size. If we click on the number itself, we change this to about 180. It seems to work out pretty well. If you want, you can go ahead and try and bold these guys. It gives a little more flavor, if you will. But I like them without the bold. Then you'll go ahead and click on Save Here, and you'd choose PNG. I've already done that, so I'm just going to cancel out here. You do get 3 free saves a day, so I don't want to go ahead and burn one of these here since I've already done it. Now, you'll come over here to remove.bg. We'll upload an image here. Pick on our Dagobah image. As you can see, we've run this a few times already. We'll click on our Dagobah image, and it will go through, load the image up, and remove the background for us. You'll note the background is this checkerboard pattern, meaning it's transparent background at this point. You would then come here, click download, and that would save it down. Our next step is to transfer this into an SVG file. For that, we use convertio.co. You'll go to this website, choose files, grab your PNG image, which you just have, and you'll note that it'll have the remove bg-preview because that's what we saved it as. You'll upload that, then click on convert and download. So we'll go ahead and, we need to change this to an SVG first, and then click on convert. You'll come in here, click download. Now we got like half a dozen of these guys. Next up, we're going to go over to Tinkercad. Now, I opened up a new file here. I called it Dagobah Coaster-5 because I have a couple of these floating around. We'll want to start with a cylinder. So we'll click on cylinder, bring it over here, drop it down there. We'll use a scroll mouse to scroll in. We're first going to set the height here. So click on this middle dot, and that lets you click on this guy, and we're going to set to 5. For our size of our coaster, we want this guy to be 99.91. Why? I have no idea, but I found other coasters that size, so it seemed like a good idea. Once you click that first one, it's going to resize it. So you just click on the corner dot again and do 99.91. Great. Now we can click on this orange dot. We're going to change this over to a white because we want a white coaster. Now if we zoom out some, we're going to drag this guy. Just put him somewhere in the middle. That's good enough for my book. Oops, let's zoom in. And now we're going to import our SVG. So we'll click on import, choose a file, and we'll choose, you can choose either one of these. We're just going to choose this guy because we know he's there. You'll flip this over to art, and you'll note the size is huge. I scale these down to about 15%, and we'll do an import. That'll sit here for a hot minute, and then bring our image in. Now, if you recall, we set our height of the coaster to 5. The SVG image is going to come in. It's going to have a height of 10, which means it'll go all the way to the bottom, if we flip it upside down, and then it comes up 5 extra, uh, 5 extra millimeters there. So what we want to do first is go ahead and move this up some so that it doesn't bleed all the way to the bottom, and that'll save us a lot of changes from filament when we go to print these. So if you zoom in a little bit and click on this guy, we're going to make sure this is brown because we like the brown. There we go. Set there. Click out of there. All right, now we have that. So again, click on this guy, and we're going to use that middle dot again, or right above the middle dot, which you'll see if you zoom in, there's going to be, maybe I need to zoom out some, there's going to be a little triangle here. It's really hard to see. But what you can do is click on that and start to drag it a little bit, and it pops up this little box here. You're going to change this box to 2, which means we're moving it 2 millimeters up, and it'll move the whole image up. Now if we swing down, nothing on the bottom. It's not bleeding through. Now at this point, we want to change the height of this. Now you could change this all the way so it matches the height of the coaster. I like to do it in steps, just personal preference. So we click here, click the middle box. We're going to change this down to 5. So we're getting pretty close. Now, what we need to do is create this as a drop image in here. So what we're going to do is go ahead and do Control D, which will make a duplicate of it. Then your image is going to be selected still. You'll click on the lock button here to lock editing and the hide selected. So we have a duplicate image that we've just hid. Now we come back in here to the original image, click on it again, and we're going to make it a hole. So click on the hole button, and then if you zoom in, you'll see it's all cut out. Now what you could do, you could right now go in here and leave this as is, and you'd make a sweet coaster. Not a problem with that. But we want to get the brown in there. So what we need to do now is you need to select both these images. So you need to select the coaster itself as well as the Dagobah cutout. So I'm going to select that first just because it's a little easier. And then in my case, I believe it's Alt to select 2 of them. Nope, it's not Alt. Perhaps it is Control. Shift. Apparently it's Shift. We have shapes 2. What we need to do now is group these 2 together. So we're going to click on Control G or Union Group. That's going to give us our image with the cutout. Cool. Now if we come out here, we will go ahead and do, because what we need to do now is bring back our hidden image. So if you do Control Toggle Shape Visibility, we can come in here. You see we got a little bit of an upset. There we go. And then we can do V to exit. Now we can click on this guy because we know he's the one we want. We will go ahead and click on the lock to unlock it. Now we need this guy to be lowered some. We are lowered at 5 already, but we moved up 2, so we need to click the center dot, lower this down to 3, and that will place it right there. Now, if you look at this, this is not really centered. We should have done that to begin with, but for our purposes here, this will work just fine. Now what we want to do, you could union these all together if you wanted. I like to keep them separate, so if I want a different color for the now entering Dagobah National Park, let's say I want this green instead, I can just go ahead and click that image in Orca Slicer and change it there. But what we're going to do here is now do a Command A to select all of them. So again, we have 2 shapes here because our cutout got unioned with the coaster itself. We're going to click on this guy and then do 180 to flip it over. And now if we come down here, it's upside down. Cool, so we're going to print on face down. So what we'll do, you want that up that way. What we'll do is click off here, and we're going to export 2 separate files here. first, you click on the sign portion of it, do an export. This will export it as Dagobah Coaster-5. You want the selected shape, and you click on STL. That'll export that out. Now we come in here, click on the coaster, and do the exact same thing. All right, now we want to go ahead and print this guy out. And again, this is going to be printed face down. So we come over here to Orca Slicer. I'm printing this on a flash forge. I would flip this over to my ADX5. And what we'll need to do is bring in both of those files. So we're going to open this guy up. And these went to downloads. And they're right here at the top. So what we need to do is not open project, but we'll pull them in. We'll just drag and drop these guys in. So we'll come here to downloads, grab this guy and this guy, drag them over here. And then Orca Slicer is going to say load these as a single object with multiple parts. You'll say yes. So now they're in here. It looks like we just have one big white coaster. If we bring this upside down, oh, we can barely see Dagobah in there. So what you need to do now is come over here to Objects, open up on plate 1, we'll have Dagobah Coaster 5-2. Open this up. And one of these is our sign. We should have renamed it, but it's going to be this first one, I'm pretty sure. We'll click on the one here. You got to click on it twice. And we'll choose the brown color for that. Now, when we swing it up like this, entering Dagobah National Park, swing it back down, we're good to go. Now it's simply a case of slicing it and printing it. All right, well, I hope you found that helpful. Hopefully I will remember that I made this so I can utilize this later. And we'll post all the links to Convert.io, Remove BG, etc. in the description of the video itself. Look for us on MakerWorld as the EwokSquad. And certainly you can go out to our YouTube channel as well. We are www.theewoksquad.com. We got an Etsy shop. We sell cool shirts at chihuahuaware.com. Come out and find us, subscribe, like, smash that button, all that good stuff. All right, folks, take care.